So here I am in the Video Cha-Cha studio, and it's raining today, so rather than try and record these Wan Chai walkabouts outside where the equipment's going to get wet and I'm going to get drenched and I don't fancy doing it under the umbrella, I thought I'd take this opportunity just to answer the next top 100 question that anybody ever asks about intelligent content marketing from here within our Mix Suite. So the Video Cha-Cha studio is right in the heart of Wan Chai. It's on Lockhart Road, right in amongst all the girly bars and all the action and all the kind of typical naughty stuff that goes on in Wan Chai. And I can assure you I didn't choose this street on purpose for that reason. I chose this place because I wanted to have a studio that's right in the heart of it. It just so happens that we're in the red light district, but there you go. So the question I want to discuss at this point is why it's important to compete against non-consumption. Now that's a Clay Christensen concept. The idea being that if you're coming into a marketplace and the marketplace is essentially saturated with very tough, well-entrenched industrial economy competitors, you need to find a niche, you need to find a segment within your niche whereby you have customers that are clearly looking for some kind of solution to a problem, that solution to the problem is not being adequately addressed by the incumbent industrial economy providers. So this is where you come in as a disruptive innovator. You identify what that particular aspect of the niche is where there is nobody competing, and it's one that you can map out for yourself and lay claim to it as your very own opportunity. What we did at the Hong Kong Visa Centre is that we deliberately chose to target the individual immigration services space rather than the corporate immigration services space. Now there were providers who were providing services in the individual immigration services space when we got started, but the way that they were delivering the service really hadn't changed in 20 years or so. Really, they were providing exactly the same service, exactly the same business model that I was doing in 1993 when I first got started. So there's always room for a provider where you're offering something that nobody else is offering, and we determined that we would offer answers to questions and solutions to problems for certain kinds of foreign national individuals who couldn't get that information anywhere else. So when we started producing content in the individual immigration services space, that market over time organized itself around us, and we became the de facto authority in individual immigration in Hong Kong. But unfortunately that's only 15% of the market by value. 85% of the market by value is the corporate immigration space. But by focusing on the individual immigration services space and producing answers to questions that were definitely being asked in the community, but no one was really providing a definitive, true source of information that people could trust as being expertise in that space, we came in and we suddenly put ourselves amongst a population that had been looking for this information and couldn't find it. So that gave us 4 to 5 years to consolidate our position in the individual immigration services space, generate the revenues that we needed to generate, get ourselves entrenched as regards the talent to be able to deliver a service, get reputation in the marketplace, essentially give us the ballast in our tank to then go after the corporate space. And going after the corporate space, which is, as I say, 85% of the market by value, gave us the opportunity to learn all the secrets that we learned in the individual immigration services space, put it into a disruptive proposition for the corporate immigration services space. And what we do know based on our current activity is that if you put a disruptive proposition on the internet like we have done, it's just a matter of time before that market begins to organize itself around you. So as we know that the individual immigration services space has organized itself around us, the corporate immigration services space, which of course is a different kettle of a fish, but what we've done with our proposition is disrupt the way that corporate immigration services can now be consumed in Hong Kong. and we can reduce the cost by 50%, we can maintain margins, and it gives us, with our disruptive proposition, the opportunity to have conversations with key decision makers in companies, which previously we were never able to have, notwithstanding the fact that, you know, my own particular expertise is well acknowledged and well respected in Hong Kong. So by competing against non-consumption first, we were then able to turn our attention to the main market, and that's the way that you gain traction in a disruptive economy like we have right now.